Dark Journeys, a meat parade story, Chapter 1, The Funeral. The sky hung heavy with clouds, a perfect curtain of gray that matched the mourning attire of the assembled crowd. Alexander stood at the edge of the cemetery, his hands trembling as he clutched a wilted black rose. His eyes were fixed on the casket being lowered into the cold earth, the final resting place of Kenneth Mason, his father. The priest's words were a distant murmur swallowed by the weight of Alex's grief. His father had been many things, a pillar of strength, a source of wisdom, and at times a harsh critic. But now, in death, he was simply gone, leaving behind a void that Alex couldn't fathom filling. His mother, Lisa, stood beside him, tears streaming silently down her face. Friends and family offered their condolences, but their words felt hollow, unable to pierce the numbness that had settled over Alex like a shroud. As the last handful of dirt was thrown onto the casket, Alex lingered, reluctant to leave. He stared at the grave, hoping for some sign, some message from his father. But there was nothing, just the oppressive silence of the dead. That night, back at the small two-story house he had grown up in, Alex found himself alone in his room. The house felt emptier than ever. His mother had gone to bed early, exhausted from the emotional strain. Alex sat on the edge of his bed, his father's old jacket draped over his shoulders, seeking some lingering warmth from the past. He closed his eyes, desperately wishing for sleep to take him away, if only for a few hours. But instead of sleep, a peculiar sensation washed over him, a mixture of déjà vu and cold apprehension. A distant, almost imperceptible sound filled the room, like the distant echo of a marching band. Alex opened his eyes and felt his heart skip a beat. Standing at the foot of his bed was a figure cloaked in black with eyes that seemed to shimmer with ancient wisdom. The figure raised a gloved hand, motioning for Alex to rise. "Who are you?" Alex whispered, his voice barely audible. "I am the conductor," the figure responded, bowing slightly, "and I have come to guide you." "Guide me? Where?" "To where all souls must eventually go to confront what lies within and beyond." Before Alex could refuse or question further, the conductor extended a hand. Reluctantly, Alex took it, feeling a rush of cold air envelop him. The room blurred and twisted, and suddenly he was no longer in his childhood home. He found himself standing in a desolate cityscape, the sky above dark and suffused with swirling clouds. The air was thick with the scent of decay. Marching toward him was a procession of figures dressed in black, instruments in hand. A Gothic band of sorts, not unlike a spectral parade. Among them, Alex spotted three individuals who seemed more distinct than the rest. The tallest, a gaunt man with long flowing hair and a guitar slung over his shoulder, nodded solemnly toward him. Beside him was a wire figure with glasses and a bass guitar, his expression one of quiet determination. The third was a short, energetic presence with wild hair and drumsticks protruding from his pockets. All three wore the same black military-style uniform adorned with silver trim. "Who are they?" Alex asked, his voice trembling. "They're your guides," the conductor explained. "They're here to help you face what you fear most, to confront your past, and ultimately to find peace." The tallest stepped forward. "I am Reuben," he said, his voice deep and resonant. "We all have our roles to play." "Are you ready, Alex?" Alex glanced around, feeling the weight of the world pressing down on him. "Do I have a choice?" Reuben smiled faintly. "We always have a choice, but sometimes the path ahead is the only way through the darkness." With a deep breath, Alex nodded. He felt an odd sense of destiny pulling him forward. The parade began to move, and Alex found himself stepping in line, the rhythmic beat of the drums echoing in his chest. As he walked, memories began to surface. His childhood, his father's stern but loving gaze, the laughter he shared with his mother, and the tender yet painful memories of Emma, the girl he once loved. The procession was just beginning, and Alex Mason was about to embark on a journey that would challenge everything he believed about life, death, and the spaces in between. Chapter 2, The First Memory. The procession continued through the eerie landscape, each step echoing a beat that resonated deep within Alex's soul. The surroundings were a surreal mix of familiar and foreign buildings reminiscent of his hometown, twisted into Gothic forms. With dark alleys that seemed to stretch into infinity, Reuben led the way, his guitar occasionally strumming melancholic chords that matched the weight of Alex's heart. To Reuben's left, Isaac, the bassist with the glasses, walked in silent contemplation. Spencer, the energetic drummer, brought up the rear, his eyes darting about with a mix of curiosity and vigilance. As they marched on, Alex felt the air grow colder. Goosebumps prickled his skin as the world around him began to shimmer and shift. Suddenly, they were no longer in the dark, desolate cityscape, but in a sunlit park. Vibrant with the colors of autumn, children's laughter filled the air, and Alex recognized the place instantly, Central Park, where he used to play as a child. He hadn't been here in years. The memory was so vivid, it felt as if he could reach out and touch it. Reuben stopped and turned to Alex. "This is your first test," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "a memory that holds a significant place in your heart." Alex's gaze wandered to a familiar bench near the old oak tree, where a young boy and his father sat, sharing a moment. His heart skipped a beat as he recognized himself in Kenneth. The sight of his father, alive and well, brought a lump to his throat. "Why are we here?" Alex asked, struggling to contain his emotions. Isaac stepped forward, his voice soft. "To see the truth, to understand the bonds you formed and the wounds that need healing." The spectral presence of the Black Parade faded into the background as Alex approached the bench. He watched his younger self, probably no older than 10, eagerly chattering away about something trivial, while Kenneth listened intently, a rare, warm smile on his face. "Dad, look!" young Alex exclaimed, pointing excitedly at a passing parade of ducks. Kenneth laughed, ruffling his son's hair affectionately. "That's wonderful, Alex. See how they stay together. That's what family does, too." Young Alex nodded, his eyes wide with admiration. "Like you and me, right, Dad?" Kenneth's smile faltered for just a moment, a hint of sadness creeping into his eyes. "Yes, Alex, like you and me, always." Present-day Alex felt his heartache. The memory was bittersweet, a stark reminder of the bond they shared and the unspoken sorrows that often lingered between them. As the scene played out, Alex heard Reuben's voice, though the guitarist remained out of sight. "Your father carried many burdens, some you may never fully understand, but his love for you was always genuine. You need to see past the pain and anger." The park began to dissolve, the vibrant colors fading back into the gray desolation as the moment passed. Alex found himself back with the Black Parade, the weight of the memory still pressing on his heart. "Why did you show me this?" Alex asked, his voice trembling. Spencer, the drummer, stepped forward this time. "To remind you of the love that existed, even in moments obscured by sorrow, to help you see that your father's influence is still a part of you, guiding you." Alex nodded slowly, understanding beginning to dawn. The parade began to move again, and he followed, each step feeling a little lighter than before. As they continued their march, the landscape shifted once more. This time, it morphed into a dimly lit high school auditorium filled with the hum of chatter and laughter. Alex recognized this place too. His junior prom, an event marked by awkward dances and fleeting moments of joy. In the corner, he saw her, Elena, the girl who had captured his heart so effortlessly. She stood by the refreshment table, laughing with her friends, her eyes sparkling under the dim lights. This memory brought with it a different kind of heartache, one colored with the hues of young love and unfulfilled promises. The conductor approached Alex, his expression unreadable. "To move forward, you must confront all facets of your past, not just the pain, but the joy as well. Elena holds a place in your heart that you've yet to reconcile." Alex took a deep breath, preparing himself for the next step in this surreal journey. As he moved toward the memory of Elena, he could feel the eyes of the Black Parade upon him, silently urging him forwards. The first steps toward healing had been taken, and Alex knew there were many more to come. The journey through his past was just beginning, and with each memory he faced, he hoped to uncover the strength to move beyond the shadows that had long haunted his soul. Chapter 3, the prom night. The soft glow of string lights draped from the ceiling cast a warm hue over the auditorium. The sound of the school band playing a gentle tune mingled with the laughter and chatter of excited teenagers. Alex took a hesitant step forward, his eyes locked on Elena. The memory of his first love swirling with bittersweet nostalgia. Elena stood with her friends, her silvery dress shimmering under the lights. Her laughter, light and melodious, filled the room, drawing Alex closer like a moth to a flame. He remembered that night vividly, the nerves, the excitement, the unspoken hope. "I can't believe we're doing this," Elena's voice echoed in his mind as he recalled their conversation from that night. "Me neither," his younger self had replied, a shy smile playing on his lips. They had shared many moments, but the prom had been special, a night where their connection felt unbreakable. Reuben appeared by Alex's side, his presence calming. "This memory is important, Alex. It represents both what you aspired to and what you lost. You must face it." Alex nodded and moved closer to his younger self and Elena, reliving their awkward yet endearing dance. He saw the younger Alex fumble with his words, his hands trembling slightly as he held Elena's waist. "You look beautiful tonight," young Alex had said, his voice barely above a whisper. Elena had smiled, her eyes twinkling with something Alex now recognized as both affection and sadness. "Thank you, Alex. You look pretty handsome yourself." As the memory played, Alex felt a pang of regret. He knew how this night had ended and what it had meant for them both. The pain of young love unfulfilled still lingered in his heart. The music faded and the scene shifted again. This time to a quiet school hallway where the young couple stood, wrapped in a hesitant embrace. It was the end of the night and the air was thick with unspoken words. "Alex," Elena had said softly, breaking the silence, "I'm moving away after graduation." The words hit like a punch to the gut. Alex had forgotten the exact moment she had told him, but now it all came rushing back, the heartbreak, the feeling of helplessness. "What?" young Alex had stammered, his eyes wide with shock. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Tears welled up in Elena's eyes. "I didn't know how. I didn't want to ruin tonight, but we need to talk about it. I don't want us to end like this." The present Alex watched silently, feeling the old wounds reopen. He remembered how torn he had been, how he had struggled to come to terms with losing someone so dear right at the cusp of adulthood. It was never goodbye. Ruben's voice broke through his thought. Gentle yet firm, it was a beginning, a lesson in love and loss that you needed to learn. Alex nodded, tears streaming down his face. He finally understood what Ruben meant. The pain of that night had shaped him, taught him the value of love, the importance of cherishing moments before they slip away. Young Alex and Elena shared one last kiss, a tender but heartbreakingly brief moment before they parted ways. The hallway, filled with echoes of their young love, faded away, leaving Alex back with the conductor and the Black Parade. The conductor stepped forward, placing a comforting hand on Alex's shoulder. "You're doing well, Alex. Confronting these memories is not easy, but it's necessary. You are beginning to understand that these moments, however painful, have made you who you are." Alex wiped away his tears, feeling a strange mixture of sorrow and relief. "I miss her," he admitted, his voice barely audible. "I never got to say a proper goodbye." Isaac, the quiet bassist, finally spoke, his voice soft and thoughtful. "Sometimes it's not about the goodbye you didn't say, but the love you carry forward. Elena will always be a part of you, just as your father is." The words resonated deeply within Alex. He realized that this journey was as much about forgiveness as it was about understanding. He needed to forgive himself for not being able to hold on to everything and everyone, for the mistakes and the heartbreaks. As they began to march once more, the landscape around them shifted, transforming into a surreal blend of memories and dreams. The journey was far from over, but Alex felt a growing strength within him, a resolve to face whatever lay ahead with each step. He grew more at peace with his past, ready to confront the final chapters of his journey through the Black Parade. He was not alone in this. Ruben, Isaac, Spencer, and the conductor were his guides, his protectors, helping him navigate the path to understanding and acceptance. And so, with a deep breath and a determined heart, Alex continued forward, ready to uncover the next layers of his story, to embrace both the light and the shadows that made up his life. Chapter 4, The Shadows of Regret. The spectral landscape around Alex continued to shift as he marched alongside Ruben, Isaac, Spencer, and the conductor. The surreal blend of memories and dreams morphed into darker tones, the hues growing more muted, the air colder. Alex knew that the path ahead would lead him into more painful and buried memories, ones that he had tried to forget. The world solidified around him, revealing the familiar yet haunting halls of his old college dormitory. The stark fluorescent lights cast a sterile glow on the aged linoleum floors, and the smell of old textbooks and stale beer mingled in the air. A sense of dread washed over Alex as he walked down the hall, his footsteps echoing ominously. "What is this place?" he asked, though he already knew. "The time you started to lose yourself," the conductor said, his voice carrying an edge of solemnity. "A period marked by regret and confusion." Alex's mind raced, memories flooding back, late nights drowning in a haze of alcohol, missed classes, and the growing sense of drifting away from everything and everyone he once cared about. He approached a familiar door, room 306, where his former self had spent countless nights lost in a spiral of self-destruction. As he stood frozen before the door, the conductor spoke again. "You'll need to confront the person you were, Alex. It's the only way to understand and forgive yourself." With a trembling hand, Alex pushed the door open. The room was dimly lit, cluttered with discarded notebooks, empty bottles, and remnants of a life in disarray. His younger self lay on the bed, staring blankly at the ceiling, a shadow of the bright, hopeful boy he once was. "Is this really who I was?" Alex muttered. Feeling a wave of shame, Reuben stepped forward, his guitar hanging low as if playing a melancholic tune only he could hear. "You were lost, Alex. Grief can do that to a person, but it's important to see this part of your life, to move beyond it," as Alex approached his younger self. The scene around him shifted to a particularly bleak night. The younger Alex was slumped over his desk, a bottle of whiskey in hand, staring at a forgotten photo of Elena. The pain of loss and the heavy weight of his father's death had driven him to this point of despair. "Why did you do this to yourself?" Alex questioned. More to his younger self than to anyone else. Isaac, standing beside Alex, spoke softly. "When people are in pain, they often seek to numb it, even if it means causing more harm in the process. You were trying to escape, but there is no true escape from grief, only paths to understanding and healing." The younger Alex looked up, his eyes hollow, filled with a mixture of anger and sorrow. "I couldn't take it anymore. Dad was gone. Elena was gone. I had nothing left." The words hit Alex like a wave, bringing back the raw emotion of those years. He knelt beside his younger self, tears welling up. "You had more than you realized. You just couldn't see it then." As the two Alexes mirrored each other in their grief, the room shifted again, revealing an important turning point, a phone call from his mother, Lisa. She had been worried, reaching out in desperation. "Alex, honey, we love you and need you back." Her voice trembled over the line. "Please don't do this to yourself." The phone call had been a wake-up call. It was the moment when Alex had realized that despite his losses, he still had people who cared about him. His mother, his friends. It was the first step toward clawing his way out of the darkness. Reuben placed a reassuring hand on Alex's shoulder. "You found the strength to move forward because of the love that remained. It's never too late to turn back from the edge." The scene began to fade, and Alex found himself back with the Black Parade. The weight of regret replaced with a sense of renewal. He had faced one of his most painful memories, and while it still hurt, he felt a growing acceptance within him. Spencer, ever energetic, gave Alex a supportive nod. "You're stronger than you think, Alex. Facing your past is hard, but it's how you heal." As they resumed their march, the landscape shifted once more, this time into a place of tranquility, Alex's childhood home. Bathed in the golden light of a sunny afternoon, the house looked exactly as he remembered. The front yard filled with blooming flowers and the comforting scent of fresh-cut grass in the air. The conductor turned to Alex with a faint smile. "There is light in the darkness, Alex. Moments of warmth and love that can guide you." Alex walked up the familiar path to the front door, his heart pounding with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. Inside, he knew he would face the cherished memories of times with his father, happy moments that had been overshadowed by the pain of loss. With a deep breath, he opened the door and stepped inside, ready to embrace both the joy and sorrow that awaited him. Chapter 5. Embracing the light, the inside of the house was just as Alex remembered, filled with the echoes of laughter and the warmth of family. The walls were adorned with framed photographs, chronicling years of memories, birthday parties, family vacations, and candid moments that captured the essence of their bond. The familiar scent of his mother's home cooked meals wafted through the air, bringing a comforting sense of nostalgia. Alex walked through the living room, scenes from his childhood playing out before him. He saw his younger self building a fort out of couch cushions with his father, Kenneth, who was right there with him, laughing heartily. The innocence and joy of those moments washed over Alex, reminding him of the love that had always been a part of his life. The conductor stood by the doorway, observing quietly. "Alex, it's time to embrace the light. You faced your darkest memories. Now remember the love that sustained you." Alex moved further into the house, every room filled with echoes of the past. He entered the kitchen where his mother, Lisa, stood by the stove, cooking dinner while Kenneth read the newspaper at the table. Young Alex burst into the room, proudly displaying a drawing he had made at school. "Look, Mom! Look, Dad! I drew our family!" young Alex exclaimed, holding up the colorful depiction of their happy family. Lisa and Kenneth exchanged a loving glance before admiring the drawing. "It's beautiful, Alex," Kenneth said, lifting him up onto his shoulders. "You have quite the talent." The memory dissolved, leaving Alex with a warm feeling in his chest. He moved upstairs, drawn to the old study where his father spent countless hours working. The room was filled with books and papers, but also a sense of peace and dedication. He saw his younger self sneaking in to sit by his father's side, watching intently as Kenneth wrote in his journal. "What are you working on, Dad?" young Alex asked with curiosity. Kenneth smiled down at his son. "Just some work stuff, but you're always welcome to join me. Maybe someday you'll have your own work to do here." Alex felt a tear slide down his cheek, realizing how much those small moments had meant. His father had always been there, supporting him, teaching him the value of hard work and dedication. The pain of losing him had nearly eclipsed those memories, but they were still a vital part of who he was. Reuben appeared beside Alex, his guitar slung over his shoulder. "Your father's love and guidance were gifts that shaped you, Alex. Honor those memories and carry them forward." Alex nodded, feeling a sense of resolve. He moved to the final room, the one that had always been the heart of their home. The family room where they spent countless hours together, talking, laughing, playing games. It was here that Alex saw the memory that would bring everything full circle. It was a quiet evening. The family gathered around the fireplace. His father was telling one of his favorite stories, a tale of adventure and bravery. Young Alex sat by his side, hanging on to every word, while Lisa lovingly watched them both. "You know, Alex," Kenneth had said, ruffling his son's hair, "life is full of challenges and adventures. It's not always easy, but with love and courage, you can face anything." The words resonated deeply within Alex. He had forgotten that lesson amidst the pain and darkness, but now, seeing his father's face, hearing those words again, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. "Thank you, Dad," Alex whispered, feeling a wave of peace wash over him, "for everything." The scene slowly faded, and Alex found himself back with the Black Parade outside his childhood home. The warm light of the setting sun bathed the surroundings in a golden glow, casting long shadows, but also illuminating the path ahead. The conductor approached Alex, a proud smile on his face. "You have faced your past, embraced the love that guided you, and are ready to move forward." Isaac stepped forward, his voice soft but filled with conviction. "Every memory, every moment has brought you to this point. You are stronger than before, capable of facing whatever lies ahead with grace and strength." Spencer added, "We'll always be with you. Alex, our journey together has forged a bond that transcends time and space." Reuben strummed a final chord on his guitar, a melody that echoed the journey they had shared. "It's time to take the next step, Alex. Remember the lessons you've learned and the love that surrounds you." With a deep breath and newfound clarity, Alex took a step forward. The path ahead was still uncertain, but he felt ready to face it. Guiding light and lingering shadows would be constant companions, but he now understood that both were necessary parts of his journey as the landscape around him began to shift once more. Alex felt a sense of liberation. He was no longer bound by the chains of regret and sorrow. Instead, he was moving toward a future shaped by the strength and love that his past had bestowed upon him. With the Black Parade marching alongside him, Alex stepped into the light, ready to embrace the next chapter of his life. Chapter 6. The new beginning. The golden light of the sunset slowly transitioned into the soft hues of twilight as Alex continued his march forward, the Black Parade at his side. The familiar streets of his hometown blurred into new, unknown landscapes, each more vivid and promising. There was a sense of renewal in the air. An anticipation of what was to come, Alex felt a profound transformation within himself. The journey through his memories had cleansed and strengthened him. He was ready to face the future with a new perspective, one grounded in the love he had known and the lessons he had learned. The conductor, ever watchful, stepped closer. "Alex, you've come a long way. Our journey together is nearing its end, but your own path is just beginning." Alex nodded, feeling the truth of those words. "I understand. Thank you for guiding me." Reuben, Isaac, and Spencer gathered around, their presence a comforting reminder of the bond they had formed. Reuben spoke first, his voice resonating with wisdom. "Remember, you are never alone, Alex. The strength you've found will always be with you." Isaac added, his tone gentle and reassuring. "Cherish the memories, both good and bad. They make you who you are. Let them guide you, but not define you." Spencer, ever the spirit of boundless energy, gave Alex a playful pat on the back. "And don't forget to live, man. Life's an adventure. Embrace it with open arms." As the group moved forward, the landscape began to transform once again. This time, it was neither a memory nor a dream, but a place filled with potential, the town square of a quaint, unfamiliar village. The square was alive with activity, people bustling about, a market in full swing. There was a vibrancy here, a sense of community and possibility. The conductor gestured toward the village. "This is your new beginning, Alex. A place to forge new connections, to create new memories. The choice is yours now." Alex took in the scene. Feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness, he had faced his past, learned to understand and forgive himself, and now it was time to embrace the future. With a deep breath, he stepped into the village square, ready to start anew. As he walked through the market, he noticed small details that made the place feel welcoming: the laughter of children playing, the enticing aroma of street food, the warm smiles of vendors greeting their customers. It was a stark contrast to the desolation he had felt during his darkest times. A friendly voice called out to him, "Hey there, you look new. Welcome to Greenville." Alex turned to see a woman with a radiant smile standing at a flower stall. She had a warmth about her that reminded him of his mother. "Thank you. I just arrived," he replied, feeling a bit awkward but buoyed by her kindness. "I'm Clara," she said, extending a hand. "If you need anything, feel free to ask. We're a close-knit community here." Alex shook her hand, grateful for the warm reception. "I'm Alex. It's nice to meet you, Clara." As he continued to explore the village, Alex found himself meeting more of the local residents, each encounter reinforcing the sense that this was a place where he could truly belong. The villagers' openness and friendliness were a balm to his soul, a sign that he was on the right path. The Black Parade had faded into the background, their mission complete. Yet Alex could still feel their presence, their support lingering with him as a source of strength. He carried their lessons in his heart, ready to face whatever challenges and joys lay ahead. One evening, as Alex sat by the creek just outside the village, reflecting on his journey, he felt a sense of peace settle over him. He had faced his demons, embraced his past, and now he was embracing the light of a new day. The stars began to twinkle in the night sky, and Alex took a moment to appreciate the beauty of it all. Life was a journey filled with ups and downs, light and shadows, but it was his journey to navigate. He understood now that he possessed the inner strength to move forward no matter what came his way. As he rose to return to the village, he felt a gentle breeze rustle the leaves around him. It was as if the world itself was welcoming him to his new beginning, whispering promises of hope and possibility. And with each step back toward the village, Alex walked with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to embrace the future with an open heart and an unwavering spirit. Chapter 7. Building new foundations, the days in Greenville settled into a comforting rhythm for Alex. He quickly discovered that the village, with its charming streets and friendly community, was the perfect place for a fresh start. Each morning, he'd wake to the sound of birds chirping outside his window, a gentle reminder that each day carried new possibilities. Alex found a small apartment above the bakery run by Miss Harper, an elderly woman with a kind heart and an infectious love for life. She became a friend and confidant, often inviting Alex to join her for a cup of tea and sharing stories about the village's history and its people. "Greenville has a way of healing people, you know," Miss Harper said one morning as they sat by the window, watching the villagers go about their day. "It's a place where you can find yourself again." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "It's already starting to feel like home. Thank you for making me feel welcome." As the weeks passed, Alex immersed himself in the community. He volunteered at the local library, helping to organize books and read stories to children. He joined the village's gardening club, finding solace in the simple act of planting and nurturing flowers and vegetables. It was a way to reconnect with the life he had neglected during his darkest times. One evening, while attending a village festival, Alex noticed a small band setting up on the makeshift stage in the town square. The sight of the instruments and the excited chatter of the villagers stirred something within him, a reminder of the Black Parade and the music that had carried him through his journey. He approached the band's lead singer, a young woman named Lila with a voice that was both powerful and soothing. "Hey," Alex said, feeling a bit shy. "Do you mind if I listen from up close? I used to be really into music." Lila smiled warmly. "Of course, we could always use more fans. Do you play an instrument?" Alex nodded. "I used to dabble in guitar. Haven't played in a while, but I've been thinking about picking it up again." Lila's eyes lit up. "You should. Music has a way of bringing people together. Maybe you can join us for a jam session sometime." The thought of playing music again filled Alex with excitement. He hadn't realized how much he missed it. The rhythm, the camaraderie, the expression of emotions through melodies and lyrics. "I'd love that," he said. Meaning every word as the band played, Alex felt an overwhelming sense of connection. The music echoed the journey he had been on, the highs and lows, the joys and sorrows. It was a reminder that every note, every chord, every beat was a part of the larger symphony of life. After the performance, Alex returned to his apartment. Determined to find his old guitar, dusting off the case, he pulled out the instrument, feeling the familiar weight in his hands. He strummed a few chords, the sound resonating deep within him, rekindling a passion he thought he had lost. The days that followed were filled with music. Alex practiced in his spare time, relearning old songs and experimenting with new ones. He joined the village band for their jam sessions, finding joy in the collective creativity and shared love for music. Lila and the band quickly became close friends, their bond reminiscent of the connection Alex had felt with the Black Parade. They encouraged him to express himself, to channel his experiences and emotions into his music. It was a therapeutic process, one that helped him continue healing and growing. One afternoon, as Alex and Lila sat by the village's picturesque lake, guitars in hand, they talked about their dreams and aspirations. "I think music has always been my way of coping," Alex admitted. "It's helped me understand myself and the world around me." Lila nodded in agreement. "Music is powerful that way. It's a language that speaks to the soul. And you, Alex, you have a gift. I can hear it in your playing." Her words filled Alex with a newfound confidence. He had come a long way from the boy who had been lost in grief and regret through the journey with the Black Parade, and now in Greenville, he had discovered strength, love, and the ability to start anew. As the weeks turned into months, Alex became a cherished member of the community. He and the village band performed regularly, their music bringing joy and unity to the villagers. He continued to volunteer and help wherever he could, finding purpose in the connections he formed and the difference he made. One evening, Alex found himself standing on the porch of his apartment, looking out at the village bathed in the soft glow of twilight. The journey had been long and difficult, but he had emerged from it stronger, wiser and more hopeful. The conductor's words echoed in his mind, "This is your new beginning, Alex." And indeed it was, a beginning filled with love, purpose, and the promise of a brighter future. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the cool evening air fill his lungs. He was ready for whatever came next, armed with the lessons of the past and the strength to embrace the journey ahead. Chapter 8, Echoes of the Past. As the days in Greenville turned into weeks, Alex found himself becoming more grounded in the community. Each new activity, each new friendship was a testament to how far he had come. Yet, the journey was not without its lingering shadows, despite the warmth of his new surroundings. Alex occasionally felt pangs of unresolved emotions, echoes of the past that he knew he couldn't ignore forever. One crisp fall morning, Alex decided to take a walk through the nearby woods. The trees were a vibrant mix of oranges, reds, and yellows, their leaves crunching underfoot as he made his way along the familiar path. The tranquility of the forest had always been a place for reflection, and today was no different. As he walked, Alex's mind wandered back to his father, Kenneth, and the lessons he had learned from their journey together. He realized that although he had come to terms with many aspects of his past, there were still parts that felt unfinished, threads that needed to be tied up before he could fully move forward. He arrived at a small clearing where a clear stream ran through, its gentle babble soothing and rhythmic. Alex sat down on a smooth moss-covered rock, looking into the water's clear depths as if searching for answers. A rustling in the bushes startled him. Turning, he saw Miss Harper making her way into the clearing, her ever-present cane tapping gently on the ground. "Mind if I join you, Alex?" she asked, her eyes twinkling with the wisdom of years. "Of course not," Alex replied, a warm smile crossing his face. "I didn't expect to see anyone else out here this early." Miss Harper settled herself on a nearby fallen log, her movements graceful despite her age. "This place has always been a sanctuary for me. It's where I come to think, to sort through the chaos of life," Alex nodded. Understanding exactly what she meant, "I've been doing a lot of that lately," he admitted. "I feel like I'm on the right path, but there are still things from my past I haven't fully faced." Miss Harper gazed at him thoughtfully. "Healing is a journey, Alex, not a destination. It's natural to have lingering feelings and unresolved questions. But have you considered that sometimes those very things can guide you toward greater self-discovery?" Alex pondered her words, the wisdom sinking in. "I've confronted a lot of my past, my father, Elena, my own regrets. But I think there are still pieces I haven't fully addressed. Maybe I'm afraid to revisit them." Miss Harper reached out and placed a comforting hand on his arm. "Fear is a natural part of this process, but you've shown great courage already. Perhaps it's time to face those lingering memories with the same strength you've shown thus far." Inspired by her words, Alex decided it was time for one final journey into his past. He knew exactly where he needed to go. "Thank you, Miss Harper. You've always known just what to say," she smiled warmly. "That's what friends are for, Alex. Remember, you're never alone in this." The next day, Alex packed a small bag and set out on a trip to his childhood home. He had visited it many times in his memories, but now it was time to confront it physically. To find closure and understanding as he drove, the familiar roads brought a pang of nostalgia, a mix of trepidation and resolve. When he arrived, the house looked both unchanged and different, as if it had been waiting for him all these years. He stood at the gate, taking a deep breath before walking up the path to the front door, entering the house. He was immediately hit with a rush of memories. The living room with its familiar furniture, the kitchen where his mother had always cooked, the hallway filled with family photos. Each room was a chapter of his past waiting to be revisited. Alex made his way to his father's study, feeling the weight of unresolved questions pressing down on him. He found the old journal his father used to write in, the pages filled with meticulous notes and reflections. As he leafed through it, one entry caught his eye, a letter addressed to Alex. "Dear Alex, find to you. If you're reading this, it means I'm no longer with you. There are so many things I wanted to say, so many moments I hope to share. Life is a journey filled with unexpected turns, and sometimes it's those very turns that shape us the most. I want you to know how proud I am of you. Your strength, your kindness, your resilience, they are qualities that will carry you far in life. I know I wasn't always the perfect father, and there are things I wish I could have done differently. But my love for you has always been unwavering. Said life is not about avoiding pain, but about embracing it, learning from it, and growing stronger. You have the heart and the spirit to achieve great things, Alex. Never doubt your worth or your abilities. Remember, you are never alone. The love and memories we shared will always be with you. And though I may not be there in person, my spirit will always walk beside you. Writ with all my love, Writ Dad. Tears streamed down Alex's face as he read the letter, the words filling the gaps that had remained in his heart for so long. He had finally found the closure he needed, the understanding that his father's love had always been there, guiding him even when he couldn't see it. Taking a deep breath, Alex closed the journal, feeling a profound sense of peace wash over him. He had faced his past, confronted his demons, and found the strength to move forward, leaving the house for the final time. Alex felt lighter, more grounded in himself and the world around him. He drove back to Greenville, where his new life awaited, ready to embrace the future with an open heart. As he returned to the village, the familiar sights and sounds filled him with warmth. He saw Miss Harper waving from her bakery, Lila and the band setting up for another performance. And the villagers going about their day. This was his home now, a place where he could build new memories and connections. That evening, as Alex stood on the stage with the band, guitar in hand, he felt a sense of fulfillment and joy. The music flowed easily, each note a testament to his journey, his triumphs, and his newfound hope. With the final chord, Alex looked out at the crowd, seeing smiles and hearing applause. He knew that life would continue to have its challenges, but he was ready to face them, grounded in the love of his past and the promise of his future. And so, surrounded by friends and the vibrant life of Greenville, Alex Mason began his new chapter, embracing the light with courage and grace. Chapter 9, Blossoms and Bonds. The days in Greenville grew brighter and warmer as spring gradually enveloped the village. Flowers bloomed in vivid colors, and the trees adorned themselves with fresh leaves. The season of renewal mirrored Alex's journey, each day bringing new opportunities and connections that continued to enrich his life. One morning, as Alex walked through the village square, he noticed the preparations for the annual spring festival. Banners and decorations were being hung, and stalls were being set up for games, food, and crafts. The excitement in the air was palpable, and Alex felt a surge of anticipation for the upcoming festivities. He made his way to the gardening club stand, where Clara was busy arranging pots of blooming flowers. She greeted Alex with a warm smile. "Good morning, Alex. Ready for the spring festival?" "Absolutely," Alex replied. "I'm helping with the music setup this year. It is going to be a great event." Clara's smile broadened. "I heard Lila and the band are preparing something special. It's wonderful to see how involved you've become. We're lucky to have you here." Alex felt a pang of gratitude. The kindness and acceptance he had found in Greenville had transformed his life. Thank you, Clara. This place has given me so much. I just want to give back. As the day of the festival approached, the village buzzed with activity. Alex and the band practiced tirelessly, perfecting their set list for the evening's performance. They had written a new song together, inspired by their shared experiences and the vibrant life of Greenville. It was a song of hope, resilience, and the beauty of new beginnings. On the morning of the festival, Alex stood in front of the mirror, adjusting his blue plaid shirt and brushing his hair. He felt a mixture of excitement and nerves, eager to contribute to the event that meant so much to the community. The village square was transformed into a picturesque scene of celebration. Stalls lined the pathways, filled with handmade crafts, delicious foods, and vibrant flowers. Children ran around with painted faces, and families came together to enjoy the festivities. Alex and the band set up their equipment on the main stage. The villagers gathered around, eager for the performance to begin. Lila, ever the charismatic leader, stepped up to the microphone, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Good evening, Greenville," she called out, and the crowd erupted in cheers. "We're excited to be here and share some music with you tonight. We've got a special song dedicated to all of you who make this village such a beautiful place." As the band began to play, Alex felt a rush of exhilaration. The notes flowed effortlessly, each chord resonating with his heart. The song's lyrics spoke of finding light in darkness, of the strength that comes from community, and of the endless possibilities of new beginnings. The crowd swayed to the music, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of string lights. Alex looked out at the sea of smiling faces, feeling a profound connection to each and every person. This was where he belonged, a place where he could be himself and make a difference. The performance came to an end with thunderous applause, the villagers expressing their appreciation with cheers and whistles. Lila beamed at the crowd. "Thank you. Everyone, enjoy the rest of the festival." As Alex stepped off the stage, he was greeted by a chorus of congratulations and pats on the back. Miss Harper approached, her eyes shining with pride. "That was beautiful, Alex. You brought so much joy to this village." Alex felt a lump in his throat. Deeply moved by her words, "Thank you, Miss Harper. I couldn't have done it without all of you." The rest of the evening was filled with laughter and celebration. Alex wandered through the stalls, sampling delicious treats and admiring the crafts on display. He found himself at the flower stall, where Clara stood arranging a bouquet of vibrant blossoms. "These flowers are beautiful," Alex remarked, picking up a delicate lavender bloom. Clara smiled, her cheeks rosy from the chill in the air. "Thank you. Flowers have a way of brightening up any occasion, don't they?" Alex nodded, handing her the lavender bloom. "They certainly do, just like how Greenville has brightened my life." Clara's smile grew even warmer. "That's the spirit of this place. We're a family here, always looking out for each other." As the night wore on, Alex found a quiet spot by the creek he had visited before, away from the bustling crowd. He sat on the same moss-covered rock, the sound of the stream soothing his mind. The festival had been a success, a testament to the strength and unity of the community. Lila joined him, her face still glowing from the performance. "Hey, mind some company?" she asked, sitting down beside him. "Not at all," Alex replied, grateful for her presence. "Tonite was amazing. I can't thank you enough for welcoming me into the band," Lila chuckled. "We're the lucky ones. Your passion and energy have brought new life to our music. Plus, you're a pretty great guy to have around." They sat in companionable silence, listening to the gentle babble of the stream and the distant sounds of the festival. The stars twinkled above, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the small but significant place they held within it. Lila turned to Alex, her expression thoughtful. "You know, Alex, I believe everything happens for a reason. You were meant to come here to find this place and these people. We're all connected in ways we might never fully understand." Alex nodded, feeling the truth of her words. "I think you're right. My journey led me here, and I've found so much more than I ever expected. This village, the people, the music, they've all become a part of me." As they sat together, Alex felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. He had faced his past, embraced the present, and was ready for whatever the future held. The journey was far from over, but he knew he had the strength and support to navigate it with courage and grace. Returning to the village square, Alex joined the others in the final moments of the festival. Lanterns floated into the night sky, each one carrying a wish or a message of hope. Alex watched as his lantern soared high, a symbol of his own journey and the boundless possibilities ahead, surrounded by friends. Bathed in the soft glow of lanterns and filled with a deep sense of belonging, Alex Mason knew that he had truly found his place in the world. The Black Parade, his past, and the memories of his father were now threads woven into the tapestry of his life, guiding him forward into a future filled with light, love, and endless potential. Chapter 10, Discovering New Passions. The Spring Festival had left Alex with a profound sense of fulfillment and joy, but also a subtle curiosity about what more Greenville had to offer. As the days grew warmer and the village buzzed with the energy of spring, Alex decided it was time to explore new hobbies and interests, new passions that could further enrich his life. One bright morning, Alex wandered into the village's community center, a place he had heard buzzing with various activities. The walls were lined with flyers and posters advertising classes, clubs, and events. From knitting circles to photography classes, there seemed to be no end to the possibilities. As he browsed the bulletin board, a flyer for a woodworking class caught his eye. He had never tried woodworking before, but something about the idea of crafting something with his own hands, of turning raw material into a piece of art, intrigued him. With a sense of excitement, Alex signed up for the class. The following week, he found himself in a warm, well-lit workshop with a group of friendly locals, each eager to share their knowledge and passion. The instructor, Mr. Thompson, was an older gentleman with a kind smile and decades of experience. "Welcome, everyone," Mr. Thompson greeted, his voice warm and inviting. "Woodworking is not just about creating objects, but about finding a connection with the material and the process. It's a journey, and I'm glad to have you all here with me." The group spent the first session learning the basics, understanding the different types of wood, the tools required, and the techniques to get started. Alex found himself fascinated by the precision and care that went into every step. There was something deeply satisfying about the tactile nature of the work, the way the wood responded to his touch. As the weeks went by, Alex grew more confident and skilled. He crafted small items at first, a simple box, a set of coasters, a birdhouse. Each completed piece brought a sense of accomplishment, a tangible reminder of his progress. The act of creation, of shaping something beautiful out of raw material, became a form of meditation, a way to center himself and quiet his mind. One evening, after a particularly fulfilling woodworking session, Alex decided to explore another passion he had long been curious about: photography. He borrowed a camera from the community center and set out to capture the beauty of Greenville. The village, with its quaint streets, vibrant gardens, and picturesque landscapes, provided endless inspiration. Alex spent his mornings and evenings wandering, snapping photos of sunrises, flowers, and candid moments of daily life. He quickly discovered that photography was not just about taking pictures, but about seeing the world through a new lens, finding beauty in the ordinary. It became a way for him to connect with his environment, to capture and celebrate the small joys that made each day unique. During one of his photography excursions, Alex stumbled upon an art exhibition being held in the village square. Curious, he wandered in and was immediately struck by the talent and creativity on display. Paintings, sculptures, and photographs filled the space, each piece telling a story and evoking emotion. He struck up a conversation with one of the artists, a young woman named Sophie, whose paintings of local landscapes were particularly captivating. "Your work is incredible," Alex remarked, admiring a painting of the village creek. "You have a way of capturing the essence of this place." Sophie smiled, her eyes lighting up with appreciation. "Thank you. Greenville has been a constant source of inspiration for me. There is something magical about this village, don't you think?" Alex nodded, feeling a connection to her words. "Absolutely. I've only been here a few months, but it already feels like home." "It's given me a new perspective on life." As they talked, Sophie mentioned an art class she was teaching at the community center, an opportunity to explore different mediums and techniques. Enthusiastic about expanding his creative horizons, Alex signed up for the class, eager to dive into painting, drawing, and sculpture. The art class became another avenue for Alex to express himself. He found joy in the freedom of creativity, the exploration of colors and shapes. Under Sophie's guidance, Alex experimented with different styles and techniques, discovering new facets of his artistic abilities. Throughout this journey of self-discovery, Alex's friendships deepened. He spent more time with Clara, Lila, Miss Harper, and the members of the gardening club and band, Each interaction, each shared experience fortified his sense of belonging and enriched his life. One afternoon, as Alex showed Lila some of his photographs, she looked at them with admiration. "These are amazing, Alex. You have a real talent for capturing moments." "Thanks, Lila," Alex replied, feeling a sense of pride. "Photography has really opened my eyes to the beauty around me. It's been incredibly rewarding." Lila nodded, her expression thoughtful. "I think it's more than that. You're discovering new parts of yourself through these passions, finding ways to connect with the world and the people around you. That's a beautiful thing." As the days turned into weeks and then months, Alex continued to explore and grow. His life in Greenville was a tapestry woven with new passions, friendships, and experiences. He felt deeply grateful for the journey that had brought him here, for the transformations that had taken place within him. And as he stood on the porch of his apartment, looking out at the village bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, Alex knew that this was only the beginning. There were countless more discoveries to be made, more connections to be formed, and more beauty to be found in the world around him. With a heart full of gratitude and a spirit eager for the future, Alex Mason embraced each new day with open arms, ready to continue his journey of growth, creativity, and connection. Chapter 11, Facing New Challenges. The warmth of spring gradually merged into the lushness of summer, and Greenville continued to thrive with an infectious energy. Alex found himself deeply woven into the fabric of the community. But life, as it often does, presented new challenges that tested his resilience and strength. As Alex helped Sophie set up for an outdoor art exhibit by the riverbank, a buzzing excitement filled the air. The exhibit was a showcase of local artists, an opportunity for them to share their work and connect with the community. As they finished setting up, a dark cloud loomed on the horizon, unnoticed in the excitement of the preparations. By late afternoon, the cloud had grown into a storm, and ominous rumbles of thunder threatened to disrupt the event. "We need to secure everything quickly," Sophie said, her voice laced with urgency. "The storm is moving in fast." Alex, recognizing the seriousness of the situation, jumped into action. He and the other artists hurried to protect the artwork, covering canvases, sculptures, and displays with tarps and moving delicate pieces to safer locations. Despite their best efforts, the rain began to pour, and the wind whipped through the event space, toppling stands and sending debris flying. In the chaos, Alex noticed a young artist, Tim, struggling to save his intricate paper sculptures from the rain. "Here, let me help," Alex shouted over the roar of the wind, rushing to assist him. Together, they managed to salvage some of the sculptures, but many were irreparably damaged. Tim, his face drawn with disappointment, slumped to the ground. "All my work ruined." Alex placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You did your best, Tim. This storm was unexpected. We'll figure out a way to recover from this." The storm passed as quickly as it had arrived, leaving behind a soaked and disheveled exhibit space. The artists and volunteers surveyed the damage, their spirits dampened by the loss. Sophie gathered everyone together, her voice calm and encouraging. "I know this is disheartening, but we still have our community. We'll rebuild, and we'll find a way to make this work. We're in this together." The group rallied, determined to salvage what they could and support each other through the setback. As they worked together, Alex felt the strength of the bonds he had formed with these people. The storm had tested them, but it had also brought them closer. In the days that followed, Alex and the other villagers organized a fundraiser to help the artists recover from the damage. They held bake sales, musical performances, and garden tours, pooling their resources to support those affected by the storm. The outpouring of support from the community was overwhelming, a testament to the spirit of Greenville. One evening, amid the ongoing efforts, Alex received a phone call from his estranged brother, Mark. He hadn't spoken to Mark in years, their relationship strained by misunderstandings and distance. "Hey, Alex." Mark's voice was hesitant but genuine. "I heard about the storm. I just wanted to check in on you. How are you holding up?" Alex was taken aback by the call but felt a rush of emotions. "Thanks, Mark. It's been challenging, but we're managing. How are you?" There was a pause on the other end before Mark continued. "I'm good. I've been thinking a lot about Dad and everything we went through. I realize I should have been there for you more. I'm sorry for the distance between us." Alex's heart softened. "I'm sorry too, Mark. We both went through a lot, and I think we were just trying to cope in our own ways. Maybe we can start over." "I'd like that." Mark's voice brightened. I'd like that too. How about I come visit you in Greenville? It sounds like a wonderful place. The thought of reconnecting with his brother filled Alex with hope. I'd love that, Mark. Come visit and we can catch up properly. As the call ended, Alex felt a weight lift off his shoulders. He had faced many challenges and had grown stronger through each one. Now he had the opportunity to heal another part of his past, to rebuild his relationship with his brother. The next week, as the community gathered to unveil the restored and newly created artworks, there was a palpable sense of triumph in the air. Tim's paper sculptures, now even more intricate and resilient, were a highlight of the exhibit. Before the unveiling, Sophie addressed the crowd. This event is not just about art, but about resilience and community. We faced a challenge and together we overcame it. Thank you for your support and for being a part of this journey. Alex, standing among his friends, felt a deep sense of pride and belonging. The storm had tested them all, but it had also revealed the strength of their community and their commitment to each other. As Mark arrived in Greenville, Alex introduced him to the friends who had become his second family. They spent the evening catching up, sharing stories of their childhood, and forging new bonds. The night concluded with the band performing under the stars, their music a celebration of hope and resilience. As Alex played his guitar, he looked out at the crowd. Seeing familiar faces and feeling the warmth of their support, he realized that challenges would always come, but with the strength of his community and the love of those around him, he could face anything. Alex Mason had found his place in Greenville, and with each new day, he continued to grow, learn, and embrace the journey of life. Chapter 12, The Return of Old Friends. As summer continued to bloom in Greenville, Alex found himself thriving in the nurturing environment of friendships, new passions, and a supportive community. Each day, he felt himself grow stronger and more confident. But life, in its unpredictable way, had one more surprise in store. One sunny afternoon, as Alex was tending to the community garden with Clara, he heard a familiar voice call his name. He turned to see a figure standing at the gate, looking both hesitant and hopeful. It was Elena. "Alex," she said softly, her voice a mix of emotions. Alex's heart skipped a beat. Memories flooded back, both the joy and the pain of their past. He wiped his hands on his jeans, walking over to greet her. "Elena, I didn't expect to see you here," she smiled a little nervously. "I heard about everything after the storm, and I wanted to see how you were doing. I also wanted to see Greenville. It sounds like you found a wonderful place." Alex nodded, feeling a swell of emotions. "I have. This place has been amazing. Come in, let's talk." They found a quiet spot under the shade of a large oak tree, the garden buzzing with life around them. Clara smiled at Alex as she continued working, understanding the need for privacy and giving them space. "I've missed you, Alex," Elena said, breaking the silence. "I know we lost touch and a lot has happened, but I've thought about you often." "I've missed you too, Elena," Alex admitted. "We both went through so much. It was hard to stay connected, but I'm glad you're here now." Elena smiled warmly. "Tell me about your life here. It seems like you built something wonderful." As Alex shared his journey of healing, discovery, and community, Elena listened intently, her eyes reflecting both admiration and regret. "You've come so far, Alex. I'm proud of you. I wish I could have been there for you. You had your own journey to go through," Alex replied gently. "We both did, but we're here now, and that's what matters." They spent the rest of the afternoon catching up, reminiscing about old times and sharing stories of their separate paths. Alex realized that while their past had been complicated, their connection remained strong. The unresolved feelings were slowly being replaced by understanding and a renewed friendship. As the sun began to set, Alex invited Elena to join him and his friends for dinner at the community center. She agreed, eager to meet the people who had become such an integral part of his life. That evening, the community center was filled with laughter and the delicious aroma of a potluck feast. Lila and the band provided live music, creating a lively and joyful atmosphere. Elena quickly blended in, her warm personality endearing her to everyone. Miss Harper, ever observant, took Alex aside. "It's good to see old friends reconnect, isn't it?" Alex nodded, feeling a mix of emotions. "It is. There's a lot we need to talk about, but it feels good to have her here." Miss Harper patted his arm reassuringly. "Take your time. Healing and reconciliation are journeys, not destinations." In the days that followed, Elena spent more time in Greenville. She joined Alex for walks along the river, helped in the community garden, and even attended one of Sophie's art classes, where she discovered a talent for painting. One afternoon, as they walked through the village, Elena turned to Alex, her expression thoughtful. Alex, I came here because I needed closure, but I also came because I wanted to see if there was still something between us. Alex took a deep breath, considering his feelings. Elena, you were my first love, and a part of me will always care for you, but I've changed a lot since then, and I think we both need time to figure out what we want. Elena nodded, her eyes sincere. I understand, Alex. I think this place is good for you, and I want to be a part of your life, even if it's just as a friend. Thank you, Elena. I'd like that too, Alex said, feeling relief and gratitude. As they continued their walk, Alex felt a sense of peace. Reconnecting with Elena had brought closure to a chapter of his life that had long felt unfinished. He realized that while their paths had diverged, they could still find value in their friendship and shared history. In the weeks that followed, Elena decided to stay in Greenville for a while. Renting a small cottage near the edge of the village, she became an active member of the community, contributing her talents and forming her own connections. Though their romantic relationship had ended, she and Alex found comfort in their renewed friendship, supporting each other in their respective journeys. One evening, as the village gathered for a celebration in the park, Alex looked around at the faces of his friends and neighbors, the people who had become his family. He saw Elena laughing with Clara, Mark chatting with Sophie, and Lila performing on stage with a band. Alex felt a deep sense of gratitude and contentment. Life had brought him through a series of trials and transformations, leading him to a place where he could grow, love, and thrive. The return of old friends and the forging of new bonds had enriched his life in ways he could have never imagined. As the night sky filled with stars, Alex stood with his brother Mark, watching the fireworks light up the sky. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Mark said, his voice filled with awe. Alex nodded, his heart full. It has, and it's not over yet. There's so much more to discover, to create, to experience. I'm just glad we're here together. Mark smiled, placing an arm around his brother's shoulders. Me too, Alex. Me too. And so, surrounded by the light and love of Greenville, Alex Mason embraced the next chapter of his life with an open heart, ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. Chapter 13, Love and Connections. Summer lingered in the warm embrace of Greenville, and as the days passed, Alex felt the deepening bonds he had formed with the community. He had found a place where he could not only thrive, but also give back, yet amid all the growth and new experiences, there was one connection that had slowly been evolving, stirring feelings that Alex had not fully acknowledged. One evening, after a particularly energetic band practice, Lila and Alex decided to take a walk through the village. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the cobblestone streets and making the flowers in the gardens seem to glow with their own inner life. "You've been a little quiet today, Alex," Lila remarked as they walked. "Something on your mind?" Alex hesitated, still trying to sort through the emotions that had been building within him. "I guess I've just been thinking a lot lately about how much has changed since I came here, how grateful I am for everything." Lila smiled, brushing a strand of hair away from her face. "I think we've all changed in good ways. This village has a way of doing that to people, bringing out the best in them." They continued their walk in companionable silence, eventually reaching the edge of the village where a small, secluded bench overlooked the rolling hills. The view was breathtaking, and Alex felt a sense of peace settle over him. As they sat down, Lila turned to Alex, her expression thoughtful. "You know, Alex, from the moment you came to Greenville, you've been a positive force. Your passion, your energy, it's contagious. I'm really glad we met." Alex felt the warmth spread through him at her words. "I feel the same way, Lila. You've been an incredible friend. This place, the people, you've all helped me find a part of myself I thought I'd lost." Lila gazed out at the horizon, her eyes reflecting the colors of the sunset. "We've all been on our own journeys, haven't we? Sometimes I wonder if meeting certain people is just fate." Alex's heart raced, the unspoken connection between them hanging in the air. He took a deep breath, deciding to address the feelings he had been guarding. "Lila, I don't know how to say this, but I think I have feelings for you more than just friendship." Lila turned to him, her expression shifting from surprise to understanding. "Alex, I've been feeling the same way. I just didn't know if you felt it too." They sat in silence for a moment, the gravity of their words sinking in. Then, slowly, they both began to smile. It was as if a weight had been lifted, the truth out in the open, finally allowing them to move forward. "I guess we've just been a little blind," Lila said with a laugh, her eyes sparkling with emotion. "Maybe we were just waiting for the right moment." Alex replied softly, reaching out to take her hand. Their fingers intertwined naturally, the contact sending a thrill through both of them as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting twilight over the village. They sat together, finding comfort and excitement in their newfound connection. The path ahead was still uncertain, but they were ready to navigate it together. In the days that followed, Alex and Lila's relationship blossomed. They enjoyed the simple pleasures of each day, shared meals, long walks, spontaneous adventures. Their bond, built on mutual respect and deep affection, grew stronger with each passing moment. Elena, noticing the change in their dynamic, approached Alex one afternoon as he worked in the community garden. "You and Lila seem really happy," she remarked, her voice gentle. Alex looked up, smiling. "We are. It's still new, but it feels right," Elena nodded, her expression sincere. "I'm happy for you, Alex. You deserve this. And don't worry, I'm here to support you both. We're all part of this community after all." Alex felt a surge of gratitude for Elena's understanding and friendship. Their renewed connection had been a healing force for both of them, and her support meant the world to him. That evening, as Alex and Lila sat beneath the stars, playing their guitars and sharing stories, the future felt full of promise. They imagined the adventures they would embark on together, the dreams they would pursue, and the life they were beginning to build. One weekend, they decided to take a trip to a nearby city, eager to explore and experience new things together. The city's vibrant energy contrasted with the tranquility of Greenville, and they reveled in the different pace of life. They visited art galleries, tried new foods, listened to street musicians, and danced under the city lights. During a quiet moment on a rooftop overlooking the cityscape, Lila turned to Alex, her eyes filled with love. "You know, Alex, since meeting you, my life has only gotten better. I'm grateful for every moment we share." Alex wrapped his arms around her, feeling the depth of their connection. "I feel the same way, Lila. You brought so much light into my life. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." Returning to Greenville, they were welcomed with open arms by their friends and neighbors. The village had become a sanctuary of love and growth, a place where they could continue to nurture their relationship and build their future. As summer began to wane, bringing the first hints of autumn's crisp air, Alex and Lila's love flourished. They stood ready to face whatever challenges and joys lay ahead, knowing that their bond would only grow stronger with each passing day. Together with the support of their community and the strength of their connection, Alex and Lila embraced the journey before them, ready to create a life full of love, laughter, and endless possibility. Chapter 50, Community and Leadership. As autumn began to paint Greenville in vibrant hues of red, orange, and gold, the village came alive with preparations for the upcoming Harvest Festival. It was one of the most anticipated events of the year, a time for the community to come together, celebrate their hard work, and enjoy the bounty of the season. Alex, now deeply entrenched in village life, was eager to contribute. He had an idea that had been percolating in his mind ever since the storm and the subsequent efforts to rebuild. The community had shown incredible resilience and unity, and he believed they could harness that spirit for something even greater. One evening, during a meeting with the festival planning committee, Alex shared his vision. "What if, during the Harvest Festival, we held a unity project, something that everyone in the village could contribute to, symbolizing our strength and togetherness?" The committee members, including Clara, Sophie, and Miss Harper, listened intently. Lila sat beside Alex, her support palpable. "I love that idea," Clara said, her eyes lighting up. "But what kind of project are you thinking about?" Alex took a deep breath, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. "I was thinking of a community mural. A large canvas where every villager can add their touch, a painting, a message, a handprint. It would be a lasting symbol of our unity and resilience." The room buzzed with excitement as the idea took hold. Sophie, an artist herself, was particularly enthusiastic. "That's a fantastic idea, Alex. We can set up the canvas in the central square, and I can help coordinate the design and materials." Ms. Harper nodded approvingly. "It's a wonderful way to bring everyone together to create something meaningful and beautiful." With the committee's support, plans for the Unity mural began to take shape. Alex led the effort, organizing volunteers, gathering supplies, and spreading the word throughout the village. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Everyone was eager to contribute to the project, seeing it as a way to celebrate their community and its spirit. On the day of the Harvest Festival, the central square was bustling with activity. Stalls lined the streets, filled with seasonal produce, homemade goods, and crafts. Children ran around with painted faces, and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter and music. In the middle of the square stood the large blank canvas, waiting to be transformed. Alex, with Lila by his side, welcomed each villager, encouraging them to add their unique touch to the mural. Families painted scenes of nature and village life. Children left colorful handprints, and elders wrote messages of wisdom and hope. The mural quickly became a vibrant mosaic of colors, each brushstroke and mark representing a piece of the community's heart. As the day progressed, the mural evolved into a beautiful testament to the unity and spirit of Greenville. Alex watched with pride as people came together, their contributions blending seamlessly into a cohesive and powerful piece of art. In the afternoon, Mark arrived at the festival, bringing with him a sense of nostalgia and excitement. He approached Alex, a wide smile on his face. "This is incredible, Alex. You brought everyone together in such a meaningful way." Alex hugged his brother, grateful for his presence. "Thanks, Mark. It's amazing to see what we can achieve when we work together." Mark joined in on the mural, adding his own touch, a scene of two brothers standing side by side, symbolizing their renewed bond and the strength of family. As evening fell, the village gathered around the completed mural, admiring the collective work of art. Sophie stepped forward, addressing the crowd with a warm smile. "This mural is more than just a painting. It's a symbol of who we are, of our resilience and unity. Thank you, Alex, for bringing this vision to life." The villagers cheered, their applause echoing through the square. Alex felt a swell of emotion, grateful for the support and love of his community. He stepped up beside Sophie, addressing the crowd. "Thank you all for coming together and making this vision a reality," Alex began, his voice steady. "This mural belongs to all of us. It's a reminder that no matter what challenges we face, we are stronger together. Greenville is more than a village. It's a family, and I'm proud to be a part of it." The crowd's applause was deafening, and Alex felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes. He looked at Lila, standing beside him, her eyes filled with pride and love. Together, they had found a way to contribute to the village, to build something beautiful and lasting. As the Harvest Festival continued into the night, the villagers celebrated their accomplishments with feasting, dancing, and music. Lila and the band took to the stage, playing lively tunes that had everyone on their feet. Alex joined in the festivities, dancing with Lila, laughing with friends, and soaking in the joy of the moment. The mural, illuminated by lanterns, stood as a beacon of hope and unity, a testament to what they could achieve together. Later, as the night drew to a close, Alex and Lila walked hand in hand through the village, the warmth of the day lingering in their hearts. They paused by the mural, taking in the intricate details and the love that had gone into its creation. "I'm so proud of you, Alex," Lila said softly, leaning her head on his shoulder. "You've shown incredible leadership and vision. This mural is amazing, but it's the spirit behind it that truly matters." Alex wrapped his arm around her, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "I couldn't have done it without you, Lila. Your support means everything to me." They stood together, the cool night air filled with the distant sounds of laughter and music. Alex felt a profound sense of gratitude for Lila, for his friends, for the community that had welcomed him with open arms. As they looked up at the stars, Alex knew that he had found his place in the world. Greenville had given him more than just a fresh start. It had given him a sense of purpose and a family. With Lila by his side and the support of his community, Alex was ready to face whatever the future held. The mural was a symbol of their journey, a celebration of their resilience and unity. And as the new season approached, he looked forward to the next chapter of their lives, filled with hope, love, and endless possibilities. Chapter 15, Celebrating Life. The chill of autumn worked its way deeper into Greenville, but the spirit of the community remained warm and inviting. The Harvest Festival had been a resounding success, and the Unity mural stood proudly in the village square, a constant reminder of what they could achieve together. With the festival behind them, the village turned its attention to preparing for the upcoming winter solstice celebration, another cherished event that brought everyone together. As the first frosts of winter began to blanket the ground, Alex found himself growing more excited about the festivities. Greenville's winter solstice was renowned for its warmth. Despite the cold weather, a celebration filled with light music and the cozy comforts of good food and close company. One crisp morning, as Alex and Lila walked through the village square, they chatted about their plans for the upcoming celebration. I'm thinking we could organize a special performance with the band, Lila suggested. Her eyes bright with excitement, something that captures the magic of the season. That sounds perfect, Alex agreed, squeezing her hand. And maybe we can include some of the new songs we've been working on. We've come up with some great material lately, as they discussed their ideas. They passed by the mural and noticed Clara and Miss Harper setting up a table with steaming mugs of hot cocoa and cider. The table also held intricate wreaths and ornaments ready for sale to raise funds for the village's winter activities. Good morning, you two. Waving them over, care for some hot cocoa? Alex and Lila gladly accepted the offer, warming their hands with the mugs. Thanks, Clara, Lila said, savoring the rich, chocolatey warmth. This is exactly what we needed, as they chatted with Clara and Miss Harper. Sophie approached with a bundle of evergreen branches and holly. We're going to make wreaths for the homes of villagers who need a little extra cheer this season, she explained. Would you like to help? Absolutely, Alex replied, feeling a surge of community spirit. Count us in. In the days leading up to the winter solstice, the village was abuzz with preparations. Alex and Lila balanced their time between practicing with the band, helping with decorations, and contributing to the various community projects. They made wreaths, decorated homes, and even helped organize a warm clothing drive for those in need. Mark, who had decided to stay in Greenville for a while, became an active participant as well. He helped cook meals for the community kitchen and found himself reconnecting with old hobbies like woodworking, thanks to Alex's encouragement. One frosty evening, as Alex and Mark worked together to carve intricate wooden ornaments, they chatted about the changes in their lives. It's amazing how this place has brought us back together, Mark said, carefully sanding an ornament. I never realized how much I missed having you in my life, Alex. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of connection with his brother. I missed you too, Mark. I'm grateful for this second chance. Greenville has given us both so much. As the winter solstice approached, the village square was transformed into a winter wonderland. Twinkling lights adorned the trees, festive decorations brightened every corner, and the scent of mulled cider and freshly baked goods filled the air. The villagers gathered to celebrate, their laughter and joy radiating warmth despite the cold. The evening of the winter solstice arrived, and the band took the stage for their special performance. The square was filled with people bundled up in scarves and coats, their breath visible in the crisp air. The stage was beautifully decorated with garlands and twinkling lights, creating a magical atmosphere. Lila stepped up to the microphone, her voice carrying a note of excitement. Good evening, Greenville. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. We've prepared something special to celebrate this season of light and love. We hope you enjoy it. As the band began to play, the music filled the square with a sense of wonder. They performed a mix of classic festive songs and their original pieces, each note resonating with the spirit of the season. Alex felt a deep sense of fulfillment as he played, the music a reflection of their journey and the community that had embraced them. The final song was one they had written together, a piece about finding light in the darkness, inspired by their experiences in Greenville. As they played, Alex looked out at the crowd, seeing familiar faces and feeling the love and support of his friends and neighbors. When the last note faded, the crowd erupted in applause, their cheers echoing through the square. Lila took a moment to thank everyone, her voice filled with emotion. This performance was for all of you, for the love and light you bring to our lives. Thank you for being part of this incredible community. After the performance, the villagers mingled, sharing stories and laughter around bonfires strategically placed to keep everyone warm. Alex and Lila found themselves surrounded by friends, their hearts full from the success of the evening. Clara approached with mugs of hot cider, handing one to each of them. You were wonderful up there. The music was just perfect for the occasion. Thanks, Clara, Alex said with a smile. It was an amazing night. Mark joined them, holding a plate of freshly baked cookies. And you want a treat. These are fantastic. As they enjoyed the festive food and drink, Sophie gathered everyone around the mural. This mural symbolizes our unity and strength, and tonight it's lit up even more brightly with the love we share. With that, the mural was illuminated by additional lights, casting a warm glow over the vibrant artwork. The villagers gathered close, admiring the mural in the soft light, their faces filled with pride and joy. Looking at the mural, Alex felt a deep satisfaction. His journey to Greenville had been filled with challenges and growth, and it had brought him to a place where he could thrive, where his contributions made a difference. As the celebrations continued, Alex took a moment to step away from the crowd, standing at the edge of the square and looking out at the village. Lila joined him, sliding her hand into his, and they stood together in peaceful silence. "It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?" Lila said softly, her breath visible in the cold air. Alex nodded, feeling the depth of their connection. "It has, and it's only just beginning. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us and for this community," Lila smiled, leaning into him. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together." As the night wore on and the celebration slowly wound down, Alex felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. The winter solstice had been a beautiful reminder of the power of community, love, and resilience, surrounded by friends and loved ones. He knew that he had found his place in the world. With Lila by his side and the support of his community, Alex was ready for the next chapter of his life. The future was bright and full of promise, and he embraced it with an open heart, filled with hope and endless possibilities. Epilogue: the road ahead. The seasons continued to change, bringing with them new experiences and challenges. Greenville remained a place of love and community, a sanctuary where people could grow, heal, and find their purpose. Alex Mason, now a cornerstone of the village, embraced each day with an open heart and a spirit ready for adventure. One warm spring morning, as Alex stood by the creek, he thought about the journey that had brought him here. He felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that he had found his place in the world, a place where he could be himself, make a difference, and build a future. Lila approached, her smile radiant in the morning light. Ready for the next adventure, Alex took her hand, feeling the strength of their connection. Always, as they walked together, ready to face the road ahead, they knew that whatever challenges and joys awaited them, they would take them on with love, resilience, and the unbreakable bond of their community.